Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Students Politics right here on the community. As we all know, elections are a very crucial part of every institution's governance. Let's so today, I have a very notable person from the UDSSR's Electoral Commission who is going to explain or talk to us about how electoral processes are being handled right here on camp.
My name is Andy. I have in the house a very notable person, Mr. Al Hassan Abdul Rahman, the EC chair, and also the General Assembly Speaker for the Biochemistry Students Association, UDS Yampala, and also the manager for Legitman Businesses right here on Yampala campus. Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you.
You look great. You look very great.
Thank you for the compliment.
Oh. Um, a little bit before we get more into the story. What is the SRC Electoral Commission? What is it?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's a great honor to be part of this discussion. And our students are interested to know much about the Electoral Commission. And with this, I will make it brief. So, with Electoral Commission, it is an independent commission or a committee which deals with matters of elections, either faculties, departments, and SRC itself as whole. So basically, the electoral commissioner or the electoral commission takes care of all these activities on campus relating to elections.
So basically, anything about elections is um, undertaken or being supervised by the Electoral Commission. That is
Yes.
that is very. Can you briefly tell me what the Electoral Commission, the SRC, is made up of? What constitutes the Electoral Commission?
Okay. This is also a very good question. With reference to the SRC constitution, when you check in the electoral commission, we have the chairperson for the commission, first deputy, second deputy, and also a secretary, which the secretary is not included in the constitution, but the secretary is also needed for the commission. So there is a need for us to have a secretary, but that one is not included in the constitution. And also we have members from each year group, level 100 rep, 200, 300, 400 rep. But other campuses like where they have five years programs, 6 years programs, you have reps from all the levels. So basically, these are the constitutes of the commission.
So now looking at the the list that you have given out, the is the faculty electoral commission also part of your commission or they are a subset of you?
Okay, this is also a very good question. Faculties are subsets of the electoral commission. They represent the electoral commission in their faculty basis.
So now that we have a fair idea of what the SRC electoral commission, who is eligible to contest for election?
Yeah. With this, a reference will be made to the constitution. This is something that I can't just say, oh, this person is this and that. Because we have a guiding principle that guides us in all our activities. And the brief form of the SRC constitution with the electoral processes is the CI of the elections, which is a constitutional instrument. Basically, some people might not even know what CI means. That's a constitutional instrument, which at least every student has to even have it in their phone or even have a documentary on that. So if you refer back to the, I would like to refer back to the constitution to give you some, because I can't mention all here. Because if you check qualifications requirement for a student to aspire for any position, the first thing is the student must be part of SRC and the student must be at least 1 year in the institution. And also in situation of diploma students, post diploma students who finish diploma and they want to ladder. Sometimes some of them, that will be when they finish diploma, their continuation will start from level 200 bachelor degree, right? And situation of that, sometimes it brings controversies with this article of the constitution. Sometimes some people might, oh, then this person is not eligible. The person is eligible as far as the person had his diploma set from the same institution.
So for someone with a diploma from outside, it's not eligible for contesting elections.
Yes, because someone from other institution who just joined and the person is in level 200, it is assumed that the person has just stayed 1 year. It's not even up to a year in the institution, so that's just the first year of that person, even though it will be a level 200 though. So this one, it has happened in one of our campuses. That was even Tamale campus. That same thing happened last year. That was misinterpretation of the constitution. So I think this one is also one of the key things students should note. And one funny thing about we the students, we don't read. And if one of the things to academic performance, which a GPA system has been, a GPA quota has been put there, with presidential portfolios, either NUCS or SRC, the person GPA must be at least 3.5 and above.
That's
for president.
Second class upper to first
Yeah,
class.
so that's 3.5 and above. With other portfolio, it should be 3, 3.0 and above. Anything lesser than this, automatic disqualified. And I would like to send this note so even the student body as whole. If you have this, if you know your GPA isn't up to this, there's no need for you to even pick a form, because no one will, there's nothing like favoritism in this. Even on vetting, the opportunity will be given where this results will be checked there to know, to actually confirm that you are eligible for that same portfolio. Because a situation where your GPA isn't up and you are allowed to pass through, how sure are we that you will even graduate successfully? Because the portfolio itself is stressful.
Obviously, it's very true.
Some time ago, I didn't understand why most often they do say maybe brilliant student normally go for those portfolios. And if you aren't a sharp student and you go for such portfolios, at the end of the day, your academic performance will even come down again, because you need time to learn. And with that, you have to be a good time manager. And if you are someone like an average student, it will be very difficult to blend the academics and the other activities too as well. So with the academic performance, that one is also stated from the constitution, not just my making, because
Like
we have a
everything
guide.
you're talking about is from the
Yeah,
Constitution.
it's from the constitution. I don't have to just, oh, this is what the electoral commission is saying. The electoral commission is saying with reference to, for, yeah, with reference to the constitution. So that's one of those ones, and there are more. We can't read everything here, and I will encourage my student body to also go in and read such articles, and they should be abreast with the constitution. These are some of the basic things that should be that should be in our fingertips. So I think basically this is what I'll just tell you on this.
A quick on the constitution on who can actually contest. Does this rule only govern undergrad students, or it's masters and PhD students are affected by the same principle?
Okay, with this, undergrads and postgrads, we aren't using the same constitution, and they are not under SRC. If you check, postgrads are also having their own, which is GRASAC.
Their own system.
So even postgraduate students are not allowed to vote in SRC selections. It's just for undergrads. Yeah.
That's very educative. That's very nice, because these are some of the concerns, some of the confusions that we have as students. How is the nomination process all about? How is it?
Thank you for this. The nomination, I can say, what I can say about the nomination is one of the easiest procedures when it comes to the electoral process. Because even though notice has been sent out, nomination will be expected to open on 10th February 2026, and the location for the EC office is the printing press, where students can go there and pick up their forms. And with the nominations, the price for the nominations, everything is stated categorically there, which SRC president is 700 cedis, SRC and stroke looks 700 cedis, and other portfolios is 600 Ghana cedis, where it can be paid there too as well. So once you pay, you will have your nomination form and you can go ahead and with the necessary procedures too.
And briefly walk us through the dates for all the electoral process.
Okay. Then in there, this is just the calendar, the electoral calendar. All right. And that one with the nominations. Nominations is expected to be open on 10 February 2026. That will be for the opening of nominations. And closing of nomination will be on the 17th February 2026. And also, vetting of candidates, which is expected to be on the 26th and 27th February 2026. And releasing of vetting results is expected to be on the 3rd March 2026. And also, balloting is expected to be on the 4th March 2026. Next in point, manifesto reading is expected to be on the 14th March 2026. And training of candidates polling agents is expected to be on the 26th March 2026. And training of EC officials is expected to be on the 27th March 2026. And election day is expected to be on the 31st March 2026. So basically, this is just the electoral calendar.
So I think looking at the time frame is just from February to March. That's how long the electoral process is called. You mentioned something about training of electoral officials. How is the vetting? Do you have a vetting process from panel to the vetting process?
Yeah.
Can you briefly talk
Okay. With the panel, that one is also stated categorical in the constitution, where GA speaker is expected to be a panelist, PRO, academic committee chairperson, a representative from judiciary board, women commissioner, and a representative from electoral commission, which can either be the first deputy or the second deputy, and also the disciplinary committee chairperson, and a rep from vice dean's office is also supposed to be there. So basically, this is just the panel, and the aspirants also will also be vetted, which will also based on the constitution, critical thinking, communication skills, and some might be added to maybe in during the process. As usual, normally it is normally said that anytime maybe when you just speak, you will pass through. I don't think this year is going to be the same. You will be scrutinized very well so that a well-deserved people will even pass through so that they can represent the institution outside and we will be proud of them.
I can feel the heat.
Because anyone cannot just go and pick up a form because I can afford to buy form. I just go and pick and I'm passing through. No, you should be able to defend the institution even outside the school. But it is high time the student body think well and also partake in these activities. You will see a very good student who is having vision. The person will say, "Oh, me, I don't like politics. I don't do politics," which you will be seated down.
Yes.
And one thing I do say, if you sit down, a fool will always lead you, and they will make stupid decisions for you, which will also affect you. And this one you can't even complain to anyone. So I'll use this opportunity to tell my student body that they should try their possible best. One thing that also cripple some of us is just fear. Fear. In contest, it's either you lose or you win, and people are always afraid of the failure. Even if you fail, at least you are even better. You even network. Your networking is a key thing here. Life has gone beyond degree, and life has gone beyond GPA.
Wow.
Serious.
Wow.
This is one of the short notes I'll say.
That's very informative. That's a very nice statement from our guest. Do you have any form of educating the students or the public about the voting and everything?
Yeah, we do have.
So can you tell us what you have planned for us?
I think that one will just be brief because I can't say everything. Even official communiques will be out, which can also be circulated. But I would like to just go through this one shortly. These are some of the do's and don'ts as well on the election day for students voters at the center. So this is one of the aspects. And what to do on election day, I will start with students should try their possible best to arrive at the center very early. Once you arrive early, you vote and go back home safely. It's better than you come to the center when there maybe 30 minutes to closing of polls. You are there. the place will be crowded, and that is where chaos can easily be caused. So I will encourage my student body to try their possible best, at least to come to the polls at as early as possible. So that once you cast your vote, you go back to your hostel, and everything will be clear. And also, they should also try and bring their student ID. In a situation where you don't have an ID, you will be asked to open your portal. And normally, when you check most people their portal, you won't see any profile picture there. So once there is no profile picture, you'll be asked to bring any either national ID, health insurance, or even passport, not just a normal traveling passport. That is where we can get accurate information from, and it must tally with what is in your portal. If it tallies, you'll be allowed to go in, and you go and check your name, and you also go through the process. And also, they should try their possible best to follow the instruction from the electoral officers. Once we are able to cooperate with us, at least this will even be a smooth one for both of us to continue the process. And once you break this, you will be dealt with severely. You won't be left to just go scot free. And because sometimes we don't just have to allow things to be sliding that way. Because we all should be law abiding. Yeah. And with this, I also advise that we just stay calm and patient. Because the election is just a one-day activity. Once we, the student body, are patient, this process will just go very smoothly, and at the end of the day, we will all be happy. Because this is just a democratic exercise that we are doing, and everyone is seeing it, because it's not just only UDS but the whole world too as well, because on that very day media will be invited, which they also publicize it to as well. So sometimes I always say it, whatever you leave here, it will still follow you. Because when you check most of our MPs, you just hear that we were all this, we were all in the university, we were all in that. Any bad records that has been set here, it will still follow you. And one thing I always say, internet doesn't forget.
That's very true. That's very
The
true.
internet doesn't forget. You might just do something and you think the internet forgets, but it will never forget, and which can also be used against you one day. So I will encourage that we just follow these guidelines, and we will have a successful election. That's what we are all praying and hoping for. Yeah.